Hi Dreamer, welcome to Mandalay Bay. You're joining me today on the far south end of the Las Vegas Strip. I mean, seriously, if we went any further south, we'd just fall off of the strip at this point. I don't get down here very much, so Mandalay Bay is a completely new resort for me to try out. It is owned by MGM, which if I had a preference between MGM and Caesars, if you've been on this channel a while, you'll know that I slightly give a favoring tend to MGM. But that's not going to save this place. It hasn't been renovated in a long time. Back in 2016, I believe, was the last time this place was renovated. So it probably needs a renovation. It is tropical themed. I've always really enjoyed the theme. However, we are staying this time mainly because it's 110 outside and it has arguably one of the best pool complexes on the Las Vegas Strip. And so I'm definitely going to cover the pool head to toe, beginning to end, and we're going to be spending as much time out there as the heat and my very pale skin will allow. I will be covering everything else this resort has to offer. From the dining, it has several notable restaurants, including Border Grill, which has been in residency here for a long time, and many others that I want to try. We tried a little gastropub last night for dinner whenever we arrived, and the food was really good, and our server Karen did an amazing job. I really liked the theming, but it was eclectic to say the least, so I don't know, it gives a really interesting lounge slash restaurant vibe. I recommend it though. The only restaurant I don't recommend and we won't be trying this trip is Citizens. I tried it once, maybe a couple of years ago, and service and food was not particularly good, and I don't really need to try it again considering there's so many amazing places here to try. This morning we got coffee at Hazel, which is coffee bar by day and lounge by night. And honestly, the coffee was really good, and it's really nice because it's convenient to the elevators. It's also your only quick service coffee option unless you want to walk all the way to the Four Seasons to get coffee there, or you want Starbucks, of which there are many here. So many entertainment options to cover. I'll talk about those a little bit later, and of course I'll talk about the room a little bit later too, even though in general I'm pretty happy with it. Just a little bit of a spoiler. So I'm going to get changed because we're going to spend most of the day today at the pool. But definitely stay tuned. I'll be talking about all the things this resort has to offer in just a little bit. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. What a day, Dreamer. I left you headed to the pool. We did go to the pool for a couple hours. I got a little too much sun, believe it or not, but honestly, it was really good. Really crowded, really hot. I mean, unbelievably hot, and the sand was particularly hot. So you're running around like crazy trying to honestly keep your feet from like burning, and we only did like okay with that. So other than that, we had dinner and an afternoon coffee. I did what I said I wasn't going to do, and I got coffee at Citizens, and it was really just as bad as I remember, but there's not a whole lot of options for afternoon coffee here. Then we had dinner at the Irish pub. It was good. What I had was good. I had like these sausage puff pastry bites. Pretty tasty. And then we shared a Guinness and waited around for our tea time at Swingers. Swingers is an adult only, or at least adult only in the afternoon, little mini golf course. Really fun. Really liked it. I'd heard good things, and I think they delivered. Unfortunately, it doesn't have much replayability, but it does have multiple courses there if you want. They're still kind of drumming up business. We got some carnival games thrown in for free and an entire another 9 rounds of golf thrown in for free. Not bad for a $30 value. It probably lasted us maybe an hour and a half worth of entertainment. Pretty good for Vegas. I would recommend, and I wouldn't necessarily go back, but I wouldn't be opposed if I was with like a group of friends that wanted to play. I preferred the hot air balloon course over the clock tower course, but then there's a second floor with additional courses and they looked great too. We're pretty wiped from a long day and being in the sun from the pool, so I will catch up with you tomorrow morning and we'll talk all things hotel and this room. So I'll see you then. And we're back the next morning to talk about Mandalay Bay. I didn't pay too much for this hotel. I think it was under $200 a night on average for the stay. And that includes resort fee, because they're now including resort fee in the price of the hotel, or at least they're listing it with the total price. So you don't have to do the mental math of figuring out how much more it's going to be, which is great because they've increased the price from like $30, $40, $50, $60 resort fees. They've gotten kind of out of hand. So I think fairly reasonable for the level of resort Mandalay Bay is. This is a huge resort on the Strip, and I wasn't actually sure how much stuff it had, and it has a lot. It's home to Michael Jackson's One. That's a Cirque show. Really popular. Definitely should book tickets ahead if you want to do that. And it's also home to Bob Marley's Hope Road. That is an experience during the day and a live show at night. Lots of audience interaction with that one. So if that's not your thing, then I would potentially skip that one. Went to Swingers last night, had an amazing time. That's actually a new experience here at Mandalay Bay. I would recommend that one. Besides that, one of the long-standing entertainment options here is Shark Reef Aquarium. That's around $30 for admission. I don't recommend it. It's not particularly big. Maybe if you had small kids, then it's an okay place to spend about an hour, but really you could easily skip it if you wanted to. Also, there's Mandalay Bay Beach, which is of course their pool, but it's really more than a pool because they have a lazy river and a wave pool. Even though the wave pool isn't as good as what it used to be, due to like safety reasons, it really gives you like one wave about every minute. It's kind of sad, honestly, but it's a really huge pool complex with sand, and it's really a pretty good time during the day. Now, because of that pool complex, you're going to get a lot of kids here at Mandalay Bay. It's probably one of the most like child-friendly hotels on the Las Vegas Strip. Because of that, I've really avoided it all of this time. I'd just soon not go to Vegas and be around so many children. So if you're like an adult and you want to like avoid the kiddos, this is probably a hotel you want to like skip. Now, getting around, you can take the tram from Mandalay Bay down to Excalibur, and then you would walk across the bridge from Excalibur to New York, and then you're pretty well like on the main heart of the Strip there. It's not too bad. It's actually not too bad of a walk either. We did it the other day, and it's about 12 minutes from Mandalay Bay to Excalibur. So pretty good, really. The tram's probably going to take you about the same amount of time. It's going to save your feet, but honestly, I'd just soon walk than just stand in one place and wait on a tram. But that's an option if you want to get down closer to the main heart of the Strip a little bit faster. Now, food. This is a big resort, so you're going to have lots of options, and I think because it's so family friendly, there's actually a lot of reasonably priced options here. The Irish pub is pretty reasonably priced. The Libertine that we ate at on the first night here had amazing food and many small plate options, so that's really a great option as well. Noodle Shop has really good Asian food for a very reasonable price. And there's also really long-standing and some new options for like high-end dining. Strip Steak has been around for a while and has great steaks. I don't particularly love the red wine butter that they finish their steaks with, but A lot of people like it, and they do cook over a like fire grill, which is always like a really nice touch. Also, Border Grill has been around in residency for a very long time and it has great Mexican food. Other than that, Wolfgang Puck has a restaurant here, along with Michelle Mina has a new Mediterranean restaurant here. It's not open on Sundays and Mondays, so if you're staying during that time, just kind of be aware that you're going to miss out on that. Many other options are like around. This really nice Japanese place for like sushi that we might end up trying tonight. And there's several really large lounges and bars that are here that you could easily find a seat at and kind of lounge and hang out for the night. So lots of options for entertainment and food here. You're not going to be like out, and you're going to have like lots of options for like different like price points too. I think the price point of this hotel definitely makes it worth it. The room is a great room to like work out of because it has one of the few remaining desk chair and desk setups. So if you're working from Vegas, this is a great option. And you could bring your family because the kids are going to love the pool beach area. Bathroom is big, definitely more of a suite style room with a separate tub and shower combo along with like dual sinks. I'm staying here in a base room and it's good sized, it has like nice seating along with like a desk chair. Really no complaints except for the fact that there's no real coffee maker here and there's just a mini bar. A little bit of a poor value there, but that's what you can almost expect on a Las Vegas Strip resort hotel of this caliber. So not really a surprise there. The only holdup I would say about this room is the housekeeping. Whenever we came in, the bed looked a little disheveled and there's some like spots in the bathroom that hadn't been like cleaned up. Along with the very first time the housekeeping came, they took all of our dirty towels and didn't give us clean ones. So haven't been particularly happy with housekeeping. Other than that, I have absolutely no complaints about the room or really the resort in general. I will catch up with you a little bit later. I'm about to head to lunch and catch some food at a little Mexican cantina here that claims to have one of the very first margaritas. So definitely gonna do a little bit more research on that and to see if that's to be believed. But I'll catch up with you a little bit later. Thanks for being here. Significantly after lunch, if you couldn't tell, and I have clearly put myself together for the rest of the day, and I was just going to put on a little bit of a lip to go out tonight. I don't know really what's the plan is. I think it's just going to be a little bit of like chill after the like long work day that we both had. Today we might check out a drink at S Bar. That place looks so pretty inside. And maybe we'll grab dinner. Like, I think we're both feeling like sushi, so we might like go and do the Japanese place that's here. I don't really know anything about it except it's really pretty and it's pretty well reviewed, but that's really like all I know about it. I'm not actually even sure if anybody like famous like owns it or anything like that. Mandalay Bay used to have this restaurant, I believe it was like a steakhouse fine dining, where the wine was displayed vertically over like 2 stories and there was people that would harness up and go and get the wine. They don't have that anymore, sadly, but it was pretty cool. I never got to eat there back in the day, but that's kind of, you know, how it goes in Vegas. You got to eat and drink things while they're like around because they're gonna go out pretty quick. People get kind of tired of them and then there's something new coming in. So we're gonna go out and kind of see what we find today. I was gonna get tickets for Michael Jackson's One. It's supposed to be so good, but tickets right now are starting at about $150, and that's for like fairly mediocre seats. So I think we're gonna skip that for this trip, but if you get a chance, you really should go. It's supposed to be a really amazing show. Other than that, I'm sure I'll kind of show you a little bit more as the night unfolds. I did come back from lunch and take a bath in this tub. Pretty good tub. We have been having problems with the water, not really the pressure, but the temperature. We can't seem to get it like regulated in here. It's either ice cold or like really hot. So it's unfortunate, but if that's kind of one of the worst things I have to say about this room, not too bad. I'll take it, especially for like the pretty decent rate that I got it for. Other than that, I'm gonna let you go for now, and next time I see you, I'll probably wrap up this video. Come along with us on a night in Vegas. I believe we're back where I started this video to wrap it up. So this is a huge resort and I probably didn't cover it all. So if you have any questions, definitely leave them below for me in the comments. But I just want to give you some like lasting thoughts to kind of wrap this up. So I mentioned this big resort, around 3,200 hotel rooms is what the internet says. I believe that this is an okay place to stay if you have a reason to be down this far South Strip. The rates here vary greatly, so that's going to really depend on my recommendation on whether you stay here. If you can get like a decent rate and you don't mind being so far away from the main strip, then this could be okay. However, for the price range, I actually could have booked Fontainebleau, which is actually significantly cheaper. I could have got into Resorts World. Both of those are going to be newer properties with pretty decent pool complexes. So if you're an adult, I would kind of send you back like North Strip, honestly. But if you don't want to like Uber down to the main strip, then this might be a better option for you. Simply because the tram really makes connecting to the main part of the strip a whole lot easier than if you were down at Resorts World or Fontainebleau and you're kind of just out there in no man's land. This time of year, it is too hot to walk outside during the day. I wouldn't recommend you being outside more than 10 minutes if you're not in the water. And if you are, then you need to be hydrating like crazy. I would come back here if I had a conference. I would happily stay here. I would also think that this would be an okay place if you're a business person and working and you're taking your family along. Great desk setup here. Really, really great. And the bathroom's pretty good. This room could hold several people, especially if you got like a 2-queen room. So it wouldn't be a bad place to kind of send the kids off to play in like the pool for the day. Not bad. I don't mind this place really. So it kind of falls right in the middle zone for me. I think the rate that I paid, around like 200, a little bit less, is actually like pretty good. It is generally cheaper than a lot of other 4-star resorts of like this caliber on the strip. Cosmo, Bellagio, Aria. You're usually going to get a better rate here due to the location. There's really nothing else that I want to add though, so I'm gonna kind of leave you with that. Let me know if you've stayed here and if you like it and how you mind being like South Strip and how you kind of ended up here. I'll be back shortly with another hotel video. Until then, dreamer, bye.